little skin cleanser here. Have you seen these people like on social media who are into these ice bath plunges, cold water plunges? They make all sorts of health claims about it, but it just seems like making yourself cold. But I kind of want to try it. Not because I think there are any health benefits. I want to see if I can handle it. All right, I recently finished that Isntree green tea toner, and I'm trying out a new essence for you guys. Not sponsored. I definitely hit pan on this bad boy. I wish it lasted a little bit longer, but let me show you what I bought and tried out last night. I was going to repurchase that because I love it so much, but then I saw this Neutrogena hydrating lip mask. It's like an overnight lip mask. I wondered if this was any different. I tried it for the first time last night, but I put a little bit of the residual of this on, so I can't quite tell who's who at this point, but it seems like it's trying to be a dupe for the Laneige lip mask. It's nice and sticky. Filming some clips of different tinted sunscreens for an upcoming video. I'm gonna include this one again. Y'all have seen it in other videos, the Undefined Beauty R&R Sun Serum. I'm rather enjoying this, so I'm gonna wear it here today. Coffee time. Side note, I'm loving my FabFitFun turntable here where I've got all of my smoothie mix-ins. Really gotten into moringa. I've used their spirulina, this Integrity Foods. I get it on iHerb. I got my chia seeds. Yeah, I've really been liking this little smoothie swivel here. Went ahead and repurchased these bad boys. They're just really convenient for when I don't want to French press. Speaking of French press, I'm gonna make my coffee this morning. I'm doing Lavazza. This is always a good one. I get questions from time to time about the scoop clip. I get these on Amazon. They're really convenient. This is the same brand that makes the little mocha pot I have, but I haven't used it in a while. Bialetti. It's really handy, not only obviously for scooping out the coffee, but it functions as a clip for the bag. And then you don't have to go, oh dear, weird light bulb just, it's not as though the light bulb burnt out. I know you probably think it just did, but it'll come back on. It's this weird light bulb they put in there. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, yeah, it's so annoying when you're going to make your coffee and you can't find the measuring scoop. So that's great for the coffee deprived brain. Wait for it, it'll eventually come back on. First I thought maybe they put like a motion sensing bulb in there, but it just has a brain of its own. All right, we'll just give that a 6-minute incubation. Finish unloading the dishwasher. I got these, excuse the green, I got these wooden measuring spoons on the Amazonian. They're really handy for those smoothie powders, especially the spirulina. If my nails ever look dirty, as a side note, it's because I get spirulina under my nails. It gets everywhere, so I found that these help. But see, it even stains the spoon. They came all attached together with like this weird faux leather rope. I don't know, but here's the tablespoon one. You can see I don't use it as much. Not the best quality, but they work really well for the purposes of that powder, that spirulina powder. Speaking of smoothie, this I highly recommend. I'm in bad lighting here, I apologize. This is the blender stick. It's really good for scooping out stuff that adheres to the blades, because I make smoothies that are pretty thick, almost like ice cream. And I'll be honest, this is a party of one behavior that I do. I just get the smoothie, make the smoothie in the blender, and I eat it out of the blender. Like, I know that sounds weird. My blender, the blades, they're not actual cutting blades. It's a blender that blends up. See, what did I tell you? Came back on. Anyways, my blender, it's a Blendtec, so it's not as though there are sharp blades down there. It's just metal blades that blend by force with the motor. Anyways, so I will just drink my smoothie. I eat it because it's so thick. I can eat it with a spoon. I eat it right out of the thing because why dirty another item? And then I just put the blender pitcher in the dishwasher when I'm done with it. But this is really good for scooping out around the corners and stuff, the smoothie on the blades. Don't waste a single drop of that deliciousness. And the 8 minutes are up. The fitness step tracker that I got on Amazon a year ago, it finally petered out. The band, where the band attaches to the USB part, it kind of just eroded. Sad, because I really loved that thing and they've discontinued it on Amazon. Maybe for that reason, honestly. Anyways, so I ordered this Fitbit Luxe. I have to say, I like the way it looks better than the Lintelec. So the step tracking piece of it seems a little off, but speaking of off, you guys are on a diagonal. I'm just gonna whip up my AG1. Seems a little off, but yeah, the steps seem a little bit off. I don't know, in comparison to the other one. All right, you guys, I'm sufficiently caffeinated and I'm gonna film a video, so I'm gonna get ready to do that. Touch up my eyebrows. I shared with you guys in my Pack With Me video that brow pencil that I got in my Yes Style K-Beauty Advent Calendar. I really liked it, but I found something kind of similar at the grocery store. I think I got this at Kroger. I can't remember now. It's by L'Oreal Paris. It's their Brow Stylist Definer Ultra Fine Tip Shaping Pencil. So I was just getting ready to think about filming my video, doing some research. It's on Volu fill-in. So by the time you see this video, that should be a thing up on my YouTube channel, unless some big grave error happens, like I don't turn on the microphone or something, but yeah. Anyways, if you haven't watched the video already, I'm sure I will touch on this in the video. One of the things that surprises me the most about researching this is that they just sell the raw material on Amazon with that, oh, just put a few drops into your favorite skincare product thing. Whenever I see that, I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way because it's like, wait a minute. I thought cosmetic chemistry was like high tech, you know? I thought like it was complicated to formulate certain things. And the idea that you could just put a few drops of something into your moisturizer and get even distribution onto the surface of the skin, like, I don't know, it seems like some ingredients, particularly this one, I mean, again, I'm not a cosmetic chemist, but just, I mean, it just seems this way, that this particular ingredient, it's in an oil. And it seems like, I don't know, depending on what you added it to, if you had more of a water-based, like hydrogel type moisturizer, would this oil really mix well into that product and give you even application and distribution on the surface of the skin, let alone the claims that it's actually gonna get into your skin and stimulate adipocytes, let alone like, should we just be stimulating cells arbitrarily? I don't know, it seems like a reach. Oh, by the way, you guys, surprise, I got a haircut and didn't tell you all. It's a few days ago. I could not take it anymore. I need to fix it, but it was getting really long again. The last time I cut it was in late September, and it got to a point where I was just like, I need to get this dead weight off. So I just ran to, I'm fortunate, there's like 100 different hair salons within a 2-minute radius. We're talking walking, let alone driving distance. So I was able to just hop in with no appointment and get my hair cut really quickly. And like literally less than 20 minutes it took her to cut my hair because I didn't have her wash it or blow dry it or anything like that. I went in and I was like, there's no point in like having it blow dried out because it was at the end of the day. I was like, I'm just gonna go home and work on my computer. Like, I'm not gonna pay the extra to have her blow dry it out, it's gonna take forever. And then I'm just gonna go home, work on my computer, and then go for a run. Like, no. And she was more than happy to just cut my hair and not go through all of those additional steps. I've heard mixed reviews about having your hair cut that way. Some people say like you should always have it shampooed and styled, whereas other people say you get a better cut if it's cut dry. So far I've been happy with it, but y'all know I'm not super duper picky. I will say, and this is nothing about the cut itself, it's just I got the amount, the length that I wanted off. She didn't go, you know, too short. I got exactly what I asked for, which I appreciate. But when I get my hair cut, especially when it's been so long for a while, it's always an adjustment because it's like, wow, my hair is a lot thicker now. So now that I've done that, now this product I've been raving about, I want to get some more colors of this actually. The Hydrating Lip Shine, I'm going to put a little of that on. This is a product that not only serves the cosmetic purpose of having color on your lips, but it actually is moisturizing. I wish it had sunscreen in it. I mean, obviously I'm going to just be sitting there filming a video, so whatever, you know, it's more the cosmetics of having color on your lips. Anyways, got that. And now I'm just going to waken up my face a bit with this Charlotte Tilbury, what's it called? Film Star Bronze and Glow. This was sent to me. I would not buy this. I would just buy like, I don't know, Revlon at the drugstore. I'm not a makeup person, as you guys know. I pretty much just do this for filming purposes because of camera lighting. I find that it helps me not look as washed out to do this. But sometimes I get some really nice makeup and I honestly don't find that it's much different from drugstore brands. Like for example, this lipstick that Charlotte Tilbury sent me, I like it. Pillow Talk something or another. This color, I'm pretty sure it has fragrance in it because it kind of, when you're putting it on, it makes you feel like you're eating a chocolate or something. It's kind of got a little bit of a chocolatey scent taste to it. But honestly, I really find that this Revlon Bare It All 755 is not like mind-bogglingly different. I feel like they're kind of the same. Now again, I'm not a makeup person, so take that with a grain of salt. I really don't know what I'm talking about, but that's my 2 cents. As with skincare, I feel like the drugstore makeup seems pretty much the same. I will say, a long time ago, before I was ever on YouTube, the NARS Orgasm blush, I can't pronounce that name. I got that in, I think I got it in a, not Ipsy, what's the other one? What was the other makeup box? It was really popular in the early 2000s. Birchbox. I think I got it in a Birchbox. And I really liked that. That was a flattering color. I'm pretty sure it still exists, and I think they've even got a lipstick of the same color. But that color was super flattering and stayed on well. See, I'm not really a blush fan, but that was one blush product that I wore consistently for, well, at least the duration of that product's life. And then I never repurchased it. Why? Because I was too cheap. I was like, I don't need blush. And that was the end of that story. But yeah, that product seems to be flattering on across multiple skin tones, etc., with multiple skin undertones, you know what I mean? I really think it is a very flattering color. When I was a tween, I was taken to the Clinique counter because I wasn't allowed to wear makeup as a child, like at all, and I had no interest in it. But for ballet, I needed to have makeup, and I was taken to the Clinique counter. Back then, you could get like, they would like figure out what the right colors were, I guess, for your skin. I don't know. And I remember them really commenting about how I needed to be wearing like light pinks. And granted, they didn't know anything about this being for ballet, but in retrospect, I feel like, I mean, I don't know why we went there, I guess just as a starting point, but like, I would not necessarily in retrospect think to go to Clinique for makeup for ballet. I would go to like the drugstore because you want really exaggerated makeup, but at the time I didn't know anything, so it was for a ballet recital and we had to have makeup, and it was one of those things where I didn't mention it until like the very last minute. That was back when they had like, I mean, I'm sure they still have this, they had these really great free gifts, so I was all about that at that time. But yeah, I remember it being like a really big deal because Clinique to me still is expensive. So I remember it being like kind of shocked that we were going to Clinique for my first makeup, so I didn't question it. Anyways, I'm gonna go film that video now, so that's what's going on. Today we're just kind of having a cool, chill day at home. Hope that's okay with you guys. All right, so I just finished filming the video on Volume Fill-In, and in case anybody's wondering, often when I film videos, it's drafty here by the plant, so I always have this blanket wrapped around my legs as I sit here. But yeah, that seemed to go okay. You know, I always think, oh, I'm just gonna film a quick video, and I always end up blabbing for like 40 minutes inevitably, and I have to cut a lot of it out because you guys don't want to sit through 40 minutes of me going off on tangents, which happens. But I mean, I guess the upside of that is that I always have enough content to put together into something watchable. Anyways, yeah, so film that, see all of that hair and makeup, which was minimal. Anyways, this little pullover, if you aren't aware, I talk about it a fair amount. I got it on Amazon a while ago. It is by Beleaf. I always want to call it Bayleaf, but I really like it because, here, let me set you guys down. I really like it because it's got this little window for my watch. I've had this for over a year now, and I've been really happy with it. Beleaf has pretty good UPF products, so yeah. Anyways, let me pop out my memory card here and take you guys over to the computer while I will import the footage. Shower, and I'm putting my Retinoid on here. My face is moisturized and dry. And I find, I've never tried the gel. The gel, people with oily skin often prefer because it feels less greasy. But I have to say, I have always appreciated the cream vehicle myself. I find it to be relatively moisturizing. Like when I switched over to Retinoid, I mean, I've been using adapalene for a while, so I didn't really have any irritation whatsoever now that I'm remembering back. I really didn't notice any difference, truthfully. Now with the adapalene, honestly, I didn't experience any irritation with that either. I always wash my hands after I put it on because I don't want to end up touching my eyes. You know, the irritation with Retinoid, it's gotten a lot better as far as the newer formulations. You know, Retin-A Micro is a lot less irritating. Everybody's different. You know, patients develop a lot of irritation with Retinoid. Many cannot tolerate it. But I really believe that if you take the time to explain to patients how to introduce it slowly, I don't know, I think over the years my skin, at least on my face, has gotten hardier, stronger. You can develop a hardening to sensitivity over time with things. As a matter of fact, people who deal with a really miserable hand eczema, it's called dyshidrosis, actually topical retinoids can really help that condition out a lot, believe it or not. It's considered off-label, but it almost kind of, I mean, retinoids help strengthen the skin barrier, which is part of the defect there with any type of eczema as a barrier defect. Anyways, yeah, that's an example of just kind of strengthening the skin barrier to tolerate irritants. See, a big trigger for that hand eczema are irritants, like washing dishes by hand, touching certain things. Nickel is a common allergen for dishydrosis. And retinoids, while they are irritating, they actually make the skin barrier stronger, more robust at keeping irritating stuff out. And I think, I don't know, over time, I think the strand corneum on my face has gotten a lot hardier. But what I was telling you guys is back when I started using adapalene, when it first came out over the counter, I bought it, and that was the first retinoid I had ever used. And with that, I remember my cheeks being a little bit more sensitive. And I remember that because I take it out all the way to this part when I spread it on my face. And I remember in the beginning having a little bit of dryness and irritation. And I still get that from time to time, like right where my ear meets my head here, a little bit will collect there and be irritating. So sometimes I put a little bit of CeraVe healing ointment right here, and that kind of helps reduce that for me. And I do think I ended up getting some of the adapalene like under my chin and getting like irritated. I didn't experience any purging, but I do recall like probably in the first few weeks just noticing like ever so slight, maybe like little soft whiteheads coming to the surface. Nothing that was like all at once or anything. And those just, you know, cleared out or whatever. But it wasn't like anything obvious to anybody who wasn't like up close looking at my face really carefully. So yeah, I mean, I had acne as a teenager and as a young adult, like in my 20s. I would get breakouts along my jaw area, and I don't know if it's the retinoid use, but that's just really not something that I am dealing with anymore. Fingers crossed it doesn't affect me. I mean, honestly, that was never a big deal for me. It was like more of a pain. There are people who have much more, you know, emotionally taxing acne than I ever dealt with. I mean, for me, it was just like, here it is again. Now my eczema, that is another story. That has always been a lifelong struggle for me, is keeping that. I mean, it's relatively under control, but if I get stressed out, my sleep is compromised, and in certain environments, man, it can get really flared up. Like especially seasonal allergies, I have to be careful that I don't start scratching. I have to lay off of longer showers. I mean, all of those little things. Anyways, you guys, I just hung out with you all today. I hope you enjoyed that. I didn't even leave the apartment all day. Yeah, just chilling like a villain. But I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.